So without further ado, let me introduce our guest speaker for today, Miss Noor Hayati Amid. And Miss Hayati is a Senior Centre Principal at PCF Sparkle Tots, managing a group of PCF centres in Kebun Baru. And Miss Hayati is also a member of MENDAKI Alliance Preschool Professionals.
Hi, Fiza. Thank you for having me.
Welcome, Miss Hayati.
Hello, everybody.
And of course, as we all know, starting this month, earlier this month, the Ministry of Education MOE had started the P1 registration exercise for children born on the 2nd of January 2014 and 1st January 2015, and this registration has taken place in several phases and has one last phase, I think, which is about to be, to be happening. So I believe that most parents with P1 going children have already started to register their kids for P1.
That's the formal preparation.
Yes, one of the big preparations, but there are bigger preparations to come.
For the parents, huh?
For the parents. So this transition, and I speak for many parents who's watching right now, this transition is daunting not only for the child, but also for the parents.
I think especially the parents.
Speaking as a parent,
yes.
More for the parents. So based on your experience as a senior centre principal, how important is it to enhance parent-child relationship management for a successful transition from a preschool to a primary school?
Well, I think it's pertinent that parents put in a lot of effort in establishing all the soft skills, values. I'm going to show you a slide, and I have a series of slides, and then I'll be guided by the slides. Okay. I think as parents, we always forget to instill values, right, for our children. But as you can see from my children's response, right, children actually love going to school. Right, you can see Shaniza saying, I like going to school because I can see my friends and my teachers, right? So basically, children attending preschool love going to school. And I think as parents, we need to continue that. We need to continue cultivating the love of going to school. The
excitement.
The excitement that they'll be doing a lot of fun things in school, like, going to school because I like, Sophia said, I like going to school because I like to study in school. And Kirsten said, I like going to school because I like to learn project work.
Wow.
Right? And these are words coming from the children, our K2 children. And as parents, we need to instill this kind of positive vibes, the values of loving to go to school. And of course, things like the 8 steps of washing hands is very important now. Now, our K2 children are, you can see, Yafiq there, actually doing the 8 steps of washing hands, And this is also something that sometimes parents overlook. Yeah? And another thing that I feel is very, very important as parents is to encourage our children to learn this, a starting conversation. Right? Friends, as you can see, Rizka said, I like going to school because I like to play with my friends. All right? And this is something that parents need to teach the children, how to actually start a conversation. And having said that, with that particular skill, they actually are off to a good start. Right, because they have a friend to do this, in school. So that's something that we should actually teach our children.
Equipping them with life skills.
Yes, that's right. And another thing is preparation. Okay, in school we prepare our kids way ahead of time. Okay, our K2 children actually do a lot of projects. Do a lot of self-esteem activities like show and tell and all that to boost their confidence. So. In schools, we prepare our children by also, now in this virtual COVID-19 environment, okay, we have to do things virtually. So even our open house is actually done virtually, right? And this prepares our children for the big environment that's different from the kindergarten or the preschool that they are attending. So you have to give the children that exposure, right, to big environment. How do they cope with that big environment, right? In fact, last week when I asked my children how they feel, about going to primary school, they said, Ms. Hayati, the only thing I'm worried about is a big school. All right, so address that as parents, prepare them and, get them into that big environment and then teach them how coping strategies, There are signs that you can read and things like that. And they always have buddy with you. Right, a friend, and that seems to be better.
Yeah, physically
right?
It's a very big environment.
Yes.
The classrooms, the canteen.
That's right. It's very daunting for a young child.
Is, yeah.
All right. I think for us also when we go out and work,
Yeah.
right? It's a new building. Like
New
today,
office.
it's a new building for me.
Yeah.
I'm also a bit nervous about it, right?
Yeah.
So prepare your child for that.
Yeah.
Right. And now we have contactless payment. Right, so because of COVID-19, we prefer our children to pay by contact. Get them prepared. Go out to the shopping center and get them to actually do the payment. All right, and then get them to experience that. So prepare, I would say, real situation that they will actually face in the primary school. But you are there to support them, and then slowly get away from the picture.
That's great. Even preparing them on how they're going to cope in a recess time setting.
Correct. In schools, actually, what we do is we create a tuck shop in the center, in the classroom, so the children have to experience, how buying and buying something, lining up, lining up in 1 meter apart. Right, so that they can actually practice social distancing. At the same time, they have to make a decision about, what food to buy. That's a very stressful thing for a young child.
Even for me.
Yes, for adults
I
too,
take hours
definitely.
to
That's
sort
like
my
a
food.
whole area of things to buy,
Yes,
right?
yeah.
Yes. Well, for us in the center, we actually try and get our children to choose healthy choices. All right, something you might want to cultivate at a very young age.
Yeah.
All right, eat fruits, have a balanced plate with enough fruits. These are things that we teach our K2 children so that they make good decision when they line up at the tuck shop and make a purchase. Okay, so prepare. All right, definitely prepare. All right, and assign daily responsibilities. Fiza, I think in school we have children who we give them roles, right? And then they are supposed to be to do this, to do this, to do this. So it's assigning responsibility, right? And you can start that at home too.
I see.
All right, you have to look after your after you wake up, you have to make your bed, and these are responsibilities that you assign, and then slowly the children understand that they have to be responsible for their own belonging. One concern, or rather the big thing that parents actually feel worried about is whether they will lose things.
Yeah.
Right?
Go to school with a full pencil box and come home with an empty one or none at all.
Yes,
Yeah.
right? So in preschool, we teach them to label everything, right? And then be responsible for the things that you bring to school, right? So, and then before you leave, before mommy and daddy picks you up, you make sure that everything is actually there.
Yeah. So
Right?
as parents, we also need to label all of our kids' items.
Yeah, be good,
And
right?
and start from now and telling them that
Correct.
take it out and put it back all again,
Yes.
and instilling responsibilities at home.
Correct, because if you do that, okay, it elevates the stress that the child's going to feel, right? You say, oh God, I lost my this, so that kind of thing, and mommy's going to scold me, blah 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 blah, right?
Yeah.
So prepare, label everything, and then teach your child, how to pack their bags, teach your child, okay, where to find the things, you're going to find if your water bottle lives here, stays here, your wallet is over here, your whatever is, and your mask is over there, your sanitizer is over here. So, and you do that early, you don't do that on the first day of school, all right? Children thrives in routine, right? They like things to be predictable. Adults maybe not so, huh? But children, yes, they love the fact that they can find everything where they are, and then that actually boosts their sense of confidence because they can make their own decision. Oh, mommy wants me to pack my bag because we're going swimming, let's say for now. What are you going to do at home? Pack your swimming stuff, or maybe now swimming not so good, huh? Okay, maybe enrichment. All right, so what do you need to pack for your enrichment? Give that autonomy to your child, and then practice it, and then maybe guide him for that.
Okay.
All right. And always, I think what's always important as parents is talking to your child on a daily basis. If you have that habit of talking to your child every day, it's going to be natural, right? And like my parents in the preschool will tell me, Hayati, they can't stop talking and sharing about blah, 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 blah. And I say, yeah, that means I've done my job, right? Because they go home and they share with you whatever are the activities, and that's something that you want to cultivate, okay? Right, another thing, okay. Now, this is a very tricky thing, I know early literacy and numeracy is very important, okay? It's important because we want to equip our children with skills for them to become competent and confident learner. So when they go into the classroom, they'll feel equipped, to have a conversation with their friends and things like that. So we do need early literacy and numeracy. However, having said that, okay, we need to make the activities meaningful for the children. It's not aimless practicing writing ABC. It's not aimless practicing writing 1, 2, 3. It's making the activity meaningful so that they know, why do I really need to write? Why do I really need to know how to write number 1, 2, 3?
Yeah.
Right. So when you put meaning into an activity, they are motivated. They understand why. It's like you and me, right, Fiza? If we want to do something, we must know why we're doing it, right?
Right, yeah.
Yeah,
same thing.
Same goes with the
So
children.
how do you, put meaning into things that can potentially bore them?
Okay. Now, you see, my kids are saying, I like going to school because they are fun activities, right? So activities to learn. And then they're saying that school is great because they can learn more. So you can see children naturally, naturally they want to learn. So how do we make this authentic? Okay. We can do a few ways, We can always, like I say, make learning fun, right? So now there's a lot of apps.
Yeah.
You can, like in this case, okay, Rizka and Shaniza is learning suku kata, They are actually learning to form sentences, after they read that word in that pin, and then they're supposed to form sentences that is meaningful to them. All right, let's say, actually, I remember this session because my teacher was sharing. She chose the word lembu. And then you know what was the sentence structure? Saya tak pernah nampak lembu. Right? So it's an authentic sentence for that child.
Yeah.
Right? So you respect that. Okay, so making learning meaningful for the child is the most important at this stage. Right? Because you don't want to overkill that drive and the interest.
That love for learning.
That love, for learning that they already have.
The additional stress that can overwhelm them, and then it just completely stunts whatever interest they brought.
Our education system is very long, right?
It's very long.
So let's not...
Yes, we can all attest to it. And we need all of the stamina that we can for the next, many years that we are going to be in the education system for us to love and enjoy it as we go along. And I think, of course, Ms. Noor Hayati had shared with us so many important tips that we are going to continue, learning and hearing from her in a very short while.